Hey guys, let me turn the camera up here so you all can see a little bit better. There we go. All right, we're continuing the theme with numerical expressions, but this time we're going to look at a few different situations than what we did last week, okay? So last week was I can use numerical expressions to describe math situations, and sometimes math situations don't necessarily include real world situations. Sometimes it's just a math situation, and that's what we're going to look at today. All right, just numbers in words. So let me grab my marker here. I've got four different kinds of problems that we're going to look at, and then you all are going to go out and practice on Study Island today with these. Okay, so these are some of the problems you might encounter. Okay, the first one is pretty straightforward and really easy. It says multiply by 5 and 8, then divide by 3. And this one's nice because it kind of tells you the order, because you've got the word then here, and that implies that you'll do this part after you do this part. So let's multiply 5 times 8. So that would be a 5 multiplication sign and then an 8. So 5 times 8. You'll do that first, so we want to put that inside of parentheses. Remember last week we talked about the parentheses say, do me first. And so we'll do 5 times 8 first, and then we will divide by 3. Okay, and that is that numerical expression. Now, if you had to solve this, you would solve 5 times 8 equals 40, and then divide by 3. Okay? All right, so there is that one. And I don't think with this I can statement, we're not evaluating the numerical expressions. We're just using them to describe math situations. So we're not going to fully solve these. Okay? It says the number 2. Let me grab my blue marker here. Now let's choose black. The product of 3 and the sum of 4 and 8. Now this one's a little tricky because I really think it's these two words, the simple two words and the, because that can throw us off here. So the product of 3 and the sum of 4 and 8, all right? Now the things that you need to focus on is product and sum. And you should remember that the word product means to multiply, all right? So I'm going to write that hint there. And sum means to add. All right, so I'm going to write that there, okay? So what we first need to think about is really, if you look at the second part, the sum of 4 and 8, if you go ahead and write that down, the sum of 4 plus 8, okay? And then let's go back and read this first part to see whether we need to tack that on the beginning, the end, and which part we need to put in parentheses. The product of 3 and the sum of 4 and 8. So that should tell you that it's wanting you to multiply what you get for the sum of 4 plus 8. So we could think of this and replace it with the word the sum of 3 times the sum. So instead of the word and, we could include the word times, the sum of 4 and 8. So this one is tricky. You want to put the 4 and 8 in parentheses, and then you could either put the 3 times in the front, or you could put it times 3 in the back. Okay, it really doesn't matter, all right? But for this one, because this did come first in the wording, we'll just leave the 3 times in the front there. So 4 plus 8 would be 12, and then you would do 3 times 12, okay? So there is that one. All right, let's take a look at these at the bottom. And I'm going to use my blue and green on these two. These two, you could see like a multiple choice question where you have to identify which wording or which math situation matches the numerical expression. So here's one already written for you, and here's one already written for you. You have to pick which math situation matches best. And I couldn't write them all down, so I want you to just listen and hear these. So I'm going to read them off and listen carefully. Let's pick which one of these that I say to you matches this one the best. And instead of giving you 4 options, I'll just give you 2, and we'll pick which one matches the best. So if you look here, it's got 2,175 minus 740. And then you've got this bar, almost like a fraction, over 4. Okay, so let's think about which one this would mean here. Okay, so would this mean that the given expression is 4 times the value of 2,175 minus 740? So is it 4 times as much? Or is it the given expression is 1/4 the value of 2,175 minus 740. And if you look at this, you can clearly see we said that this almost looks like a fraction bar. So that should clue you in that you're dividing this part, whatever you get on the top, by 4. So this is essentially a division problem. So which one? Is it the 4 times the amount? Or is it the one that the given expression is 1/4 the value of the expression on the top? Hopefully you're thinking that it is 1/4. So we would say the given expression, and I am going to write this out so that you can see exactly what this looks like in words. The given expression is 1/4 the value of, and then of course it's 2,175 minus 740. Okay? So in order to solve this, if you were going to solve it all the way, you would do the top first and then divide by 4. This fraction bar is essentially a division problem. Okay? All right, now let's take a look at this one. Let's see which wording this one matches. So the same thing, I'll give you 2 options, and then we'll wrap up after this one. Which of the following is true about this expression? The given expression is 4 times smaller than 2,131 minus 794, or the given expression is 4 times as large as 2,131 minus 794. So is it going to be 4 times smaller or 4 times as large? All right, and hopefully you're thinking that it is going to be 4 times as large, all right? It can be a little tricky because you see this multiplication sign here, but what you would do is you would solve this part first, get an answer, and then you would multiply that by 4. So this expression would be 4 times as large as the value of just what's inside of the parentheses there, okay? So I'm going to write that one out in words, and then we'll finish up. This given, and I'll just, instead of saying the given expression is, we'll save time on that, and just put 4 times as large, because it's multiplying at the beginning here. 4 times as large as 2,131 minus 794. Okay? All right, so you're just picking the words that match the math problem, the numerical expression. All right, you've seen several examples. Rewatch this video if you need help, and you can pause it at whatever part you need, but hopefully this will give you some tools to use as you're working through your assignment today. All right, go work on those numerical expressions and do a good job.